Please stay to the end of this video to see the 10 stories now that show us what our new world order, new normal, is going to look like. Thanks for tuning to Hard News TV4. I'm your host, Terry Lynn, and this is the channel where truth is like archaeology, and every day we're digging for it. Today is October 27th, 2020. And this first article, military police in Washington state prepare for possible civil unrest after the election. This was from the 25th from the Seattle Times. Says, as tension builds towards Election Day, law enforcement officials in Washington and elsewhere are preparing for the prospect that this year's long, hot summer of unrest won't end on November 3rd, regardless of who wins the presidency. If anything, officials worry that pressure will only build in the coming weeks, faced with the possibility of a contested election, spiking gun sales, and ongoing civil unrest over institutional racism and police violence, all driven by a tsunami of social media misinformation and conspiracies from the right and left, not to mention foreign adversaries. Okay, so plan to see police on the street, because let me show you, this is still number 1, but it'll be A1A. This is from San Antonio, from today. San Antonio election updates. Governor Abbott to put troops in Texas cities as in case of post-election unrest. So military is hitting the streets for this election. This is crazy. And I'm just going to throw this in for free, okay? I'm throwing this in for free. The racial tension, the unrest. So y'all heard a couple of days ago that 50 Cent gave his support to Donald Trump because he looked at Joe Biden's tax plan and said this is not doable, that he would be known as 20 Cent under the Biden plan because his value would go down. So he endorsed Trump. Well, this is what gets me. He's a strong black man, been shot 9 times. My autistic son loved 50 Cent. He thought, wow, he was Superman. Well, now is Superman's kryptonite a white woman, because Chelsea Handler, his ex-girlfriend, told him to renounce supporting Trump. Chelsea Handler explicitly offers to pay 50 cents taxes if he retracts support for Trump. So a white woman tells a black man, Black Lives Matter, that's you, effer. Okay, so this black guy got back on this white woman's leash. Okay, the same black people that say they want to be independent thinkers, 50 Cent got back on the leash of a white woman that used to be his girlfriend. That's not even his girlfriend now. So do you see the racial division? And my mind is blown that a strong black man has a white woman tell him what Black Lives Matters is and tells him to get his mind back in line with her thinking. So 50 Cent can't even think for herself. He obeys his white ex-girlfriend. Blows my mind. There are just no free thinkers anymore. Okay, so this right here is article number 2. CDC says 85% of the virus patients always or often wore their ritual mask. 85%, and they still got it. Really? A study by the CDC indicates that Americans are adhering to mask mandates, but they don't appear to have slowed down or stopped the spread of the coronavirus. So you all out there looking crazy wearing your mask, and they're saying it doesn't even do anything to stop it. Okay, this was October 13th. Let's go to article number 3. Now watch this. This is from October 25th from World Israel News. Israel's anti-virus nasal spray stops 99.99% of the infections, according to its Israel developers Tafex powder-based nasal spray creates a gel in the nose that serves as a protective layer, stopping the virus from infecting people. Now, is this why the vaccine hasn't been approved or released yet? Is it going to be a nasal spray? Because y'all remember the video I did? Look at this top video I did October 4th. The vax is the vax a brain implant? Okay, and it talks about, is this long Q-tip up the nose preparing you to receive what they're going to spray up your nose? And then now they're touting this nasal spray that can stop all of the spread of the infections when the mask is not stopping it. So I'm going to leave the link for y'all to go see that video I did about the nasal on October 4th. So 3 weeks ago. Okay, let's go to article number 4, I think. Yeah, it's article number 4. This is from Salt Lake Tribune. Utah's hospitals prepare to ration care as a record number of coronavirus patients flood their ICUs. A hospital is going to ration their care. Ration their care. That means allowing some people to die, even though they take the oath to save lives. With new coronavirus cases shattering records on a daily basis, Utah hospitals are expected to begin rationing care in a week or two. Now, this is from a day ago. That's the prediction of Greg Bell, president of Utah Hospital Association, who said administrators of the state hospitals confronted Governor Gary Abbott on Thursday with a grim list. Criteria they propose doctors should use if they are forced to decide which patients can stay in overcrowded intensive care units. Under the criteria, which would require the governor's approval, patients who are getting worse despite receiving intensive care would be moved out first. Where are they going to be moved out to? Where are they going to be moved out to? In the event that two patients' conditions are equal, the younger person will get priority over the old, since older patients are more likely to die. Okay? Can y'all believe this is selective care in the United States of America, and old people don't matter? Article number 5 is from yesterday from NPR. El Paso, Texas judge issues 2-week curfew to stem surge of COVID cases. With new virus cases on the rise, residents of El Paso, Texas, nestled on the U.S.-Mexico border, are encouraged to stay home for 2 weeks as a judge imposes a mandatory curfew. Don't you love the misleading adjective that they put right here? They are encouraged to stay at home as a judge imposes a mandatory curfew. Noting that area hospitals are overrun and the positivity rate of the residents has ballooned since the beginning of the month, El Paso County Judge Ricardo Sandomingo said that he was left with no choice but to impose a countywide curfew from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Y'all, that's not even when the majority of the people are out. And that's most people are socially distanced between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. Okay? It's not about keeping you safe. There's not large masses of people out after 10 o'clock at night. And the virus magically only appears after 10 o'clock at night, so that's why you got to be locked in your house. And it has nothing to do with this. Our hospitals are now at the point that they are overwhelmed and exhausted. But in the middle of the night when people are sleeping, you can't be out. You can't say, oh, well, I don't want to be around people, so I guess I'm going to go do my shopping in the middle of the night. Or, you know, I think I might go here or there because there won't be people around. This curfew does not do anything to fight the virus. It's just lies upon lies. Okay, article number 6. This is from yesterday from NextGov. Senators urge investigation after Customs and Border Patrol admits to warrantless cell phone surveillance. Now watch this. Customs and Border Protection, part of the Department of Homeland Security, told senators it used a commercial database to conduct wireless tracking of people inside the U.S. Y'all, do y'all remember this? Do y'all remember this? July 13th, 2020. I reported on it that they were gathering information from a commercial software that was gathering information on people inside the United States. So I reported on it 3 months before the Senate is even doing anything or concerned about it. Okay? So I bring y'all breaking stories. Now, just like the curfew and the lockdowns, now this is from October 25th from WND. Fauci says if people aren't wearing the mask, the same mask that the CDC said 85% of the patients always or often wore the mask, but it wasn't doing any good, that same mask mandate, Fauci says if people aren't wearing the mask, maybe we should mandate it. It's all about control. Dr. Fauci, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, says the United States may want to mandate wearing masks to combat the virus, when the CDC said 85% of the patients were wearing theirs. Now, this is going to be 7A. I'm putting this story and another story with it. Health expert, this was from yesterday, mask wearing will remain mandatory even after the virus vaccine. A top doctor who served as an expert witness for the U.S. Congress says that even after the virus vaccine is available, mask wearing and other social distancing measures will remain mandatory. Can you believe? It's not about curing a virus, letting us go back to normal. It's about humiliating us and controlling us and letting us know that we're servants to a system. Now, Article 7B, how we just read the virus mask and the social distancing would need to continue. This article is from October 1st from Bloomberg. City of London's socially distant streets may be here to stay. It's not going back to what we used to know. It's not going back. Oh, that was article number 8. Here's article number 9. This is from October 27th from today from Reuters. China launches crackdown on mobile web browsers, decries chaos of information. So China is about to get more strict on their internet censorship to stop the spreading of false information. What do you think is going to happen next in America? And wait till you see article number 10 out of China. Okay, so if they can force lockdowns, they can force you to socially distance, they can force you to wear a mask, they can force you to get a vaccine. This is from August 31st in China. Chinese people are forced medication. Forced medication is accompanying the lockdowns. Now wait till you hear this. When police arrested the middle-aged Uyghur, I don't know how to say it, woman at the height of China's outbreak, she was crammed into a cell with dozens of other women in a detention center. There she said she was forced to drink a medicine that made her feel weak and nauseous, and guards watching as she gulped. Didn't know what she was drinking. She's thrown in a detention center. The guards come hand her a bottle, force her to drink it. It's making her feel nauseous. She has no idea what poison they're giving her. She and the others had to strip naked once a week and cover their faces as guards hose them and their cells down with disinfectant like firemen, she said. It was scalding, recounted the woman by phone, declining to be named out of fear of retaliation. My hands were ruined, my skin were peeling. It's a horrible article, okay? Forced compliance by governments and hosing you down like you're an animal with fleas on you or something, and forcing you to drink what the government tells you to drink. And don't be like, oh, I wouldn't drink it. If you're being forced to be locked down, if you're wearing your mask out of compliance, if you're socially distancing out of compliance, you will drink the medicine like Jim Jones Kool-Aid in compliance. At some point, people have to make up in their mind, I will resist, okay, and not take it laying down. So that's my top 10 for today. Prepare for unrest, troops on the street, mandatory mask, mandatory lockdown, mandatory social distancing, here to stay. So y'all please leave me your comments below and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.